Hello everyone, my name is Richard Vigorelli and this is Vigorelli Institute, episode 4 with my world building of a religion. I know, I've already made many people upset with me. Alright, so when we last left off, we're moving into a much more stable society-ish. I'm willing to bet at this point we're kind of in a city-state era, and the religion that I outlined is extremely rough. Okay? Now, in analogs of this, such as ancient Greece, ancient Mesopotamia, Slava, I guess you could say, Ireland, Gaul, etc., which were very, very similar to this, they all had city-states. Now, each city-state would, yes, pay homage to the same group of gods, but not all gods would be of equal value. Okay? For example, in Sparta, yes, they recognize the power of Zeus, but to hell with Athena, we like Ares. And vice versa in Athens. Okay? Other areas would have been really, really big on, say, Dionysus, whereas others would, like in Argos, it was kind of Apollo and Poseidon were the big deal, okay? So it depends. Now, when you're looking at stuff like this, the way polytheism works, okay, not everybody worships all the gods, okay? As I've outlined it here, that's quite a few, okay? Not only that, we're going to have other ones cropping in from time to time. Depending on specific areas, there's going to be subcults and stories and so forth coming in to where any one of these gods will rise to prominence over the others in a given area. And so will their stories. So, let's say I live in Murfreesboro, and because we got a pretty decent-sized river coming through Murfreesboro, we're going to be a lot like Nashville, and we're really going to be down with the river god. Okay, whoever that might be. And if I remember correctly, yeah, female. Okay? But here's the thing. The storm god, also going to be very common. Storm god's female. But lightning is really cool. We want to appease him. Okay? And then there's the sky god. Mountain goddess, not that big of a deal. The sun and the moon, maybe kind of, sort of. We'll see. Okay? Now, a lot of these will also depend on what a given person does for a living. Okay? Now, if they're a farmer, guess what? They're going to really like the farm god. If they're a warrior, they're going to like the war god. Okay? If they're a craftsman, okay, they're going to like the goddess of crafts. Okay? Whereas, if they're a construction worker, the building god's going to be extremely important. Okay? Now, everybody eventually will probably have to pay homage to the god and goddess of royalty. Okay? Because the king and queen say so. Okay? And you do it or we're going to hurt you. Now, here's where we start getting into the classical level. One of the signifiers for the classical level is, and let me see here, basic cities springing up, trades, stories, heroes. Okay? Here's what will happen. Okay? Cities become larger, okay, and more permanent. There we go. Okay. Proper houses of worship. Worship get created. Because the wilderness is now considered too far and too dangerous. Okay? That's why. So why should I schlep out in the middle of nowhere, get eaten alive by bugs, mauled by a predator, perhaps kidnapped or hurt by people that I don't know, when I can just walk down the street, do my thing? I don't have to worry about the rain hitting me. I got all my symbolism. I can do my rituals. I can say my prayers. Bob's your uncle. Okay? So, temples and shrine spring. Now here's where things start to get interesting. Okay? This involves at least a rudimentary economy. I have to buy stuff. Okay, we need to get gold, silver, copper, stone. Okay, well, we've got guys that can do that. The thing is, they want to be compensated for their time. Now you've got a way around this. You can use slavery. But somebody's got to run the slaves. Okay? The slaves are not just going to say, okay. They're going to say, no, I don't want to do this. Okay? I want to sit down with my wife and do things. That isn't this. Okay? And I want to have a life. So I'm going to need somebody to watch my slaves. Okay? They're still going to need money. Okay? So trade becomes ever more complicated as a result, and we start moving into a much stronger foundation of economics rather than barter. Okay? So a couple of things start to happen. Okay? Notice what we don't have here. We don't have a god of trade and commerce. Okay? Here's why. It wasn't complicated enough. Okay? Now the reason where do we? Hang on here. Writing law. Nope. He would be a society god. Okay? God of trade springs up. Because of the in trade. Okay? Likely the son of, okay, writing, okay, and we'll say crafts. Okay. Okay. Who is a female and writing. The reason being, men are the ones most likely to go out and do this. Okay? Now, it could be that or here's why. Okay, or it could be the war gods. The reason being, a lot of nations in the past have used war as a pretext for trade. Okay? Additionally, guys are the ones most likely to go out and do it. Also, we don't know if those people over that next hill speak our language. We don't know even if they do, if they like us. So we may want to bring some sharp, pointy objects to, say, look, we're here to sell things, but if you guys get rough, we will fight back. Okay? So this little guy could become something complicated. Okay? Now, Also, because of a shortage of materials, I can spell. One team material, Richard, thank you. Also, because of a shortage of materials, some gods will merge. Okay? Some gods will merge. However, this merger is not random. See, what will happen, okay, is the animal gods, okay, will merge together with the society gods. Okay? We're going to do that. This is where things start to get a little bit complicated, and we start running into a little thing called retconning. And it's annoying. Ask anybody who's a fan of any kind of comics or any kind of IP. Somebody will come in from the original creator and they'll say, no, we need to change this. Okay? And you'll find that they start moving stuff around, and in a way it makes more sense, but it also violates headcanon of other people involved. So, let's play with this. Okay? So, we've got several of the gods here. Okay? Now, the sun and the moon gods, okay, god of the sun, goddess of the moon, gave birth to the forest, the plants, and the animals. Okay? This means the 10 animal gods are their children. Okay? And the society gods came from the animal gods. So guess what? The society gods will still come from the animal gods, but the animal gods will pass on their qualities to the society gods. Okay? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So, 10 animals and 11 plus, I'm going to do 11 plus 1, okay, because he's new, okay? No. Society gods plus trade, okay, because he's technically third, because he's a little bit down the line and he's brand new, okay? So what will happen, retcon the gods. This actually happens a lot, okay? Happened in Greece. Of course, the first retconning in Greece happened when, way back long before even the Dark Age of Greece happened, even before the first Gold Age. See, the original inhabitants of Greece were probably the people who worshipped the Titans, okay? And then I'm willing to bet either a new religion started up in the Peloponnese or out in the islands, and these people moved in, okay? And they conquered, but they weren't able to eradicate, okay? So what happened was, in order for everybody to live together, the association of their different religions got retconned in. Because if you notice, the Titans act completely differently from the Olympians and other gods. They recognize that the Titans are huge and awesome, but they still lost. So, the new generation of gods is better and much more worthy of worship. Additionally, some of the more powerful gods are retconned as being evil, which draws worship away from them and drops dissent. Okay? Because you also have to remember that religion is not only an aspect of culture, but it can be used as an aspect of politics. And yes, we do this even today. Many politicians, especially here in America, have said, God has wanted me to, etc. Okay? A lot of people get upset about that because you're forcing your religion. No, I'm not. Calm down. Okay? So, the gods are going to get retconned, and I'm going to do another one later on. You'll see. Okay? So, let's look at how this would work. Okay? And the reason why we want to do this is it adds symbolism. Okay? Alright, results are symbolism and simplicity. Okay? So, alright, we got the wolf. Okay? Wolf and cat are going to go in with war. It's pretty obvious. Okay. Wolf to war god. Okay. Cat to war goddess. Okay. So they will inherit those qualities. Okay. Now, so we got those taken care of. The deer. Let's sit on that a minute. Okay. The hawk god. Well, I'm thinking farming god will go with the critters. Okay. Makes logical sense. You always see them frittering around. Okay. Now, this won't necessarily be straight on. Okay. Now, the royal gods, okay, it kind of depends a lot. And I'm going to pull from Egypt. And I'm going to go with hawk and deer. Okay. Hawk to royal god and deer to royal goddess. Okay. So that's 5 right there. Now we're going to get some overlap. Okay. So, 5 crows? No, I don't. Okay. So, these 2, well, these 3, I may push out. Okay. They may get a, I may just kind of leave them alone, just because. Okay. So, easiest way to trade is by river. So, fish to writing and trade. Okay. Additionally, crafts are crows. Okay. Because they're smart. Okay? They're clever. So, that leaves buildings, law, and marriage. Okay? And it also leaves these guys. I'm not going to associate them. Okay? Because these ones are dangerous. Associating them with marriage and with the law could cause some problems. That being said, you may want to be afraid of the law. Okay? So I think we should associate the gator with law. Okay? We will go from there. The rest are human. Okay? So, within the temples, depictions will be of anthropomorphic, animals with the symbols of the specific god. Okay? So the war god will look like a wolf. Okay? The war goddess will look like a cat. They'll do war things. Okay? And this will also cause religious orders to spring up. Okay? And die away. Okay? As periods move through history. Okay? With changes in society. The culture will remain relatively stable, but you go through periods where one god rises above another, etc. Okay? And there's also going to be a lot of other things coming up. Okay? Now, snake and insect, and snake and bug god will lose favor and be more associated with death god because of poison. Okay? So they're falling down. Okay? Now, there's always going to be a counter culture. Okay? Will spring up. Okay? These will like the same gods, but for different reasons. The cool gods will be dangerous. Okay? Essentially, they're devil worshippers. Okay? See, they'll probably view the death god as being is not being nice. Okay? Whereas the counterculture will say, death comes for us all. Okay? So what they'll do is they will try to align themselves with the death god and the symbols of the death god so as to stave off the death god. Because you can't hurt me if I am you. Okay? Now something's going to happen. And I need a comma here. There we go. Okay. Then a war happens. they get invaded, and occupied, but not conquered. Okay? So what will happen is as this foreign element comes in, they will bring in their own religion. Okay? A philosophical religion comes in. Okay? This is going to cause some problems. Okay? It has a warrior ethos rather than a trade ethos. Okay? So, the trade god changes. Okay? Because we still have to do things, but the war god, okay, is going to become a lot more powerful. Okay? This causes the war gods to rise and the trade god to fall. The royal gods, okay, which, if you remember, okay, start to take on a martial ethos. Okay, take on a more martial ethos. Okay, the marriage goddess and the royal goddess merge. Okay? Okay. The war god, okay, war gods become the parents of the royal gods. Okay? Instead, okay, this is huge. Okay? This would be a tremendous shakeup. Almost destroy their culture. Guaranteed. Okay? And they will become stronger as a result, but the first few generations, it's going to be hell. Okay? So, we now have a new pantheon. Okay? And I'm not really going to worry about it, okay? About naming everybody in order to keep them straight, okay? So, the basics is going to remain the same, okay? But things are going to shift around. Just a touch, okay? So, same as before until reaching the children of the sun and moon. Okay? So, sun, who is a male, okay, oops, plus moon, who is female, okay, oopsie, wrong button, there we go, there it is, okay, it will still give birth to the vegetation god. Okay? Bit of a shift. Simplicity. Okay? And the animal. And the animal and okay, and the animals, the animal slash society gods. Okay, so things now shift around. Okay, instead of the war god being instead of the war gods coming with the others, okay, well, the royal gods will be next generation down, okay, they are war, which is wolf, male, and cat, okay, female. Okay. So that's those. All right. Farming, who is male, symbolized by the critters. Okay, so we're looking songbirds, rodents, etc. Okay, also he might have a bit of a sinister aspect to him because of things like plague. Okay, so we've got that. Okay. And so let's come up here. Okay, the god of trade will come up due to crafts and writing. Okay, we'll take after daddy. Okay. So the goddess of crafting, which is female, Crow. Now, I said before that crows are symbols of death in many cultures. We're going to get a change here. Okay? Yes, they are carrion eaters, but they're also highly intelligent. And they are going to value that intelligence more. Okay, writing is still going to be a guy. Okay. Sim of fish. Okay. All right. Okay, so we got that. Okay. God of laws. Okay, which will be a male and symbol of a gator. They're not common here, but they do exist. Okay, I've never seen any myself, but well, I'm glad. Okay. Okay, so we got that, we got that. We need that. What else am I missing? Okay. Okay, so. And we've got those. Who is still going to be a guy. Okay. Symbolism there is pretty obvious. Love and sex. Okay. who is going to be female. Very, very common. Okay, is that correct? Yes. Okay, so ding, ding, ding. Got that. Okay. Okay, now. That changes things. Okay. Now, you have writing and crafts. Okay. Let's do this. Just do this easy rather than typing it. Yes, that's great. I don't care. Shut up. You stupid machine. Okay. And, okay. Now this one will give birth to trade. Okay. Which is going to be a symbol of a fish and also a dude. Not fist, fish. God, Richard, what is wrong with you? Okay? I think that's pretty logical. Okay? How does a fish and a crow make a baby? They're gods, shush. Okay? And they're just symbols. Okay? So, then, the war gods, okay, this is a major retcon, okay, and going to be the royal gods, okay, so the male is going to be some hawk, right? And sister wife, okay, sim deer and the marriage. So when this happens, a lot of the old writings get destroyed. Okay? It's either because they got destroyed or they're destroyed because this happened. I don't really know. I don't really care. Okay? The end result is essentially the same. It's also not uncommon in pantheons for sibling deities to marry, produce offspring, and rule things. Okay? We see it all the way through here. So that's going to breed an ethos in this culture that royalty is incestuous. Not uncommon. Okay? We actually had a lot of incest going through Europe at one time, very recently, as little as about 300 years ago. It's called the Habsburgs. Okay? And a lot of the issues that we're having in Europe right now are because of that. Okay? Also, you know, the Windsors didn't exactly help either. Anyway, moving on. Okay? Now, Death God is foreign and holds snakes, bugs, and gators. What? See, while the law god is symbolized by the gator, gators are also extremely dangerous and they're foreigners. Okay? So there's going to be an issue here, and it's going to spring up. Okay? Okay, so after the invaders are expelled, a new golden age starts up. Okay, the new pantheon gains prominence. Okay, new philosophies come into play. Okay, as a result, new stories get told, and old stories are either rewritten or lost completely. This will create continuity errors in the religion. Okay? Okay. This is one of the reasons why we have two stories of creation in the Bible. Okay? This is why we're told two different ways about how Adam and Eve came into existence. Okay? They're two separate religions. Okay? At least proto-forms of the original religion. All right? And you also get other appellate things. Okay. Additionally, other lost writings will be held by certain cults. Okay. Thus creating a set of sub-religions. Okay. Which are secret societies. Okay? So, other ways of looking at things will start to come up. Okay? The old way of doing things, or stuff that was foreign, that was suppressed. Okay? Alright. These could be old ways or foreign ways that gained power and then lost power with the revolution. Okay? So, we're now pretty well late stage classical era. I would say technologically, we're probably Bronze Age, moving into Iron Age. We're getting better at stuff, okay? The gods are fluctuating in power and location and so forth, and I'm willing to bet that the size of territory that this thing occupies is a significant portion of the South. What I call the South, okay? And it's going to be butting heads with other religions, okay? Don't worry. This one's going to stand the test of time, kinda, okay? And as people get more and more comfortable, and life gets easier, new philosophies will develop. Okay? this will change the religion and cause a rift. Episode 5. Schism. Until then, we will leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. If you are new to the channel, like, share, and subscribe. I will be back next week with episode 5, and we're going to rip this thing apart. Okay? Link in the description for my Twitter. Occasionally I say something intelligent, and also my come your brain website, vimandvigorelli.com. I've got books, I've got merchandise, other stuff on there. Everything. Feel free to click around. Halloween is coming up. Yes, I know we're halfway through August. It's only a month and it's only about 2.5 months away. So, ghost stories in Nashville. Feel free to check those out. I have investigated every single location. I can confirm ghosts are present. I promise you. So, I will be back later, guys. Okay? You take care. Bye-bye.